Stu, what was the thing I said I wanted to do this time?
Speedrun?
No.
Oh. As far as your intro?
Yeah, what was it again?
Something about 3, 2, 1 Cinco's, or I don't
Oh.
remember.
Cinco's on 3. 1, 2,
Quattros.
3, Cinco's.
Oh, wow.
All right, whatever. It's fine.
It's those fucking
All right,
Quattros.
Welcome back to another episode of Dose and a Half Cinco's. I'm your host, David.
I'm Stuart.
And I'm Ben.
And this is episode number 29. This week we are covering the movie of the week is The Invisible Man. All right, Ben, go ahead and explain why we decided to do Invisible
Because
Man.
Stu is wrong.
Okay. I mean, anything to get you to finish editing an episode.
Yep, you got tricked, Ben. You literally got
Psych!
tricked. You were the only thing that was holding up most of it. I mean, now I'm the next roadblock, but I can get this one done this week, and then we will be caught up.
Yeah, little did you know, Ben, I was actually telling David I was super stoked on this movie. I couldn't wait to see it.
Actually, he had advanced tickets.
Yeah.
The joke was on you because we were all laughing last week that you had already seen it. Joke's on you. Actually, Stu got a free, a screener.
Yeah.
And he was actually watching it at home and then still went to the theater to go watch it again.
It's true.
Just to confirm his feelings. He was that psyched.
I've been had. I really have been had.
Yep.
What a fool I was.
So, he fell for the oldest trick in the book.
You've been what's a old timey word for tricked?
The old Invisible Man switcheroo.
Wow. I didn't see
All
it
right, we'll
coming.
call it that.
Ho ho.
And as we've been doing for the last couple weeks, we are going to cover an episode of Street Sharks Season 2, Episode 3.
Fantastic. Sorry.
Jossa! This is a Jossum episode. This one was titled Shark and Roll. I mean, I feel like the naming... I don't know where the guy went.
At least this episode
named...
title was related somehow to
True.
what happened.
I mean,
in
this had the portion that Stu was very excited about, seeing Streaks play the drums. But I feel like the naming convention, like the guy that named Kilomari, killed it. Like, absolutely killed it. And then the next thing that happened after that is they just go with, we need to have shark in the name, but what is this episode about? Rock and roll. All right, shark and roll.
Shark and roll.
I mean,
next.
come on.
I think it works.
Should have been at least shark. It should have been Shark and Awe.
Yeah, but then that would have been another title that had nothing to do with the episode.
I like Shark and Roll. I think that was appropriate.
It works.
Or shark roll, as in a sushi shaka roll.
Sharkafina
Wow.
roll. We
Ooh, I
eat
like
the
that.
endangered animal.
Yeah.
Animal.
Holy shit. You're right. Stu, we couldn't have named the last episode we were racist because we're always racist.
Every episode's racist.
Well, I mean, it's like it's always sunny in Philadelphia. It's always racist on Dose and a Half Cinco's.
Wow.
I mean, it's not like I'm saying anything that's, I think, factually inaccurate. I mean, they do eat shark fins.
Wait, who's they? We didn't even
And
say
so-
who they is.
Asians.
I mean, Chinese people.
Yes.
Shark fin.
Well, but they
David.
count for like the majority of Asians.
They don't take.
So
I'm American. It's banned here. They banned this golden deliciousness. I mean, let's continue. So this episode, we have another new character. Last episode, we had Lone Shark. That one had Kilomari was introduced. We have a new character that get introduced.
Wait, oh
this
my
week.
god, the other episode was called Lone Shark? Like a lone
yeah, that's
shark?
the joke. I made a joke about Spaceballs, and none of you fucking reacted.
You mean
to
like
it.
Lone? You mean like a Lone Star?
Oh
You
my.
mean-
Yes, exactly. Like
yeah,
Lone
but now
Shark.
I get it's like Lone Shark. Like take a loan. He's gonna break your legs. Lone Shark.
I
Oh
even
my
said
No,
God.
that's a different
Oh my-
loan.
No, not
that's
that kind of loan.
Loan. Not
I know, but it could be.
LONE.
Oh my god, this is amazing. We should go and do that episode again. Oh my god.
Well, opportunity was missed. So, Ben, next time, be more on top of it.
Yeah, pay attention.
But this episode, we had a new character who was introduced. He was a shark that was he was a rock star that was transferred into a shark. Does anybody remember his name?
It was a really stupid name. I don't
Was
remember.
it Rocks?
That was the
I
shark's
don't
name.
get
Yeah.
his name.
Yeah, Rocks, right? Because he rocks.
That's it?
Yeah. With an X.
That's it. This is what I'm
But
saying.
I don't
Yeah,
know. Everyone
probably.
else got like Slamu or
Yeah. They used them all up on the main
what
four
does
guys.
Rocks have to do with anything? Like,
no, they didn't. Streaks? Why? Because he has streaks on his back, or because he has
streaks in his underwear.
roller blades?
I think he made that
I
same
did.
joke
It's
last
so
time.
good.
I know.
Awarded seconds.
I know, but I feel like because it's just I'm more awake today, I guess. I heard it yesterday. I heard it last time.
I don't record
and I just
well
didn't
in the
want to.
morning.
I didn't want to acknowledge it. That was low hanging fruit, like really, really low, and I was unable to hold it back this time. In this episode, what essentially happens is a rock star stays over at a hotel and then ends up turning into a shark.
He gets gene slammed.
He's gene slammed into becoming a shark, and then Dr. Paranoid, or Paradigm at the time, tries to convince him to befriend the sharks so that he can trick them into finding out where their lair is at, and then subsequently also gene slam the entire city by giving away trying to originally selling popcorn. I don't understand that part. And then they realized that they couldn't sell the popcorn, and so they started giving it away for free at a rock concert. Stu, did you have any? I wanted to ask you, as someone who plays instruments, did you have a problem with the electric guitar sound coming out of an acoustic guitar?
I did.
Okay,
And I was wondering what they could have animated an electric guitar because they did later. But
yeah, they had an electric guitar shaped like a shark.
they could have taken that same asset and just drawn it in that scene, but no, they used an acoustic guitar that he was shredding on. No, that's not to say you can't shred on an acoustic guitar, but it was clearly electric guitar sound coming out of an acoustic. So I did notice that.
Okay, and then as a rock concert goer for many, many years, I guess this also goes for you too, Ben. Did you guys ever have the urge to have popcorn?
Yes.
Not once. Well, Ben has urges for popcorn and just food in general.
I mean, if there's food,
every hour of the day.
why not?
So.
I mean, if I go to a concert and I see someone with a hot dog, I'm gonna go outside, exit the venue, go into the parking lot, and find that hot dog cart.
No, but you said hot dog. You didn't say
I really
popcorn.
want a hot
You're
dog
not.
right now.
Are you gonna?
Fuck. Is there a game right now? Is there a Laker game right now?
Hot dog, popcorn, it's all the same.
All right.
Hot dog,
guys,
hot
I'm gonna go
dog,
Staples,
hot dog,
be
hot
back.
dog.
This episode brought to you by Los Angeles hot dog street carts.
Enter code.
Have you got your dog on
Enter code
today?
hot dog for.
No, it's no. Enter code. Oh no, hot dog.
Damn it, Ben! Are you giving tug jobs outside of hot dogs, hot dogs, hot dogs?
This is the only way he can claim his income tax free because it's not part of the establishment. Hot dog. So I'll. All right, Ben. I'll start with you. Thoughts on this episode? What did you like? What you didn't like? And a rating?
Yeah. That was a lot of popcorn.
Are we giving ratings?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like today I want to give ratings.
Okay.
So we're doing ratings now. We're going.
Yeah.
Well, because I know that Stu's going to give a rating because he was the one who was anticipating Streaks playing.
And
the
he finally
drums.
did. He did
I
it.
wanted-
He lived the dream.
He did it.
Except it didn't say Street Sharks on the drum kit. But
That's too
Well, because
bad.
it wasn't specifically
It's true, it
for
wasn't
the
his
Street
fan.
Sharks. Yeah, he
was filling in.
got added on
I
there.
guess. So this
Filling
is the
in.
episode that introduced the. I guess is he like the Green Ranger of the bunch, or is he someone else? I don't know. Or is there going to be another one?
Seems like
Who?
it.
Rocks?
Yeah.
Rocks? No, I think he's gone after this, right? He said he wanted to go on his like world tour or whatever.
That's true. But he might be like recurring. Maybe,
Yeah.
a couple episodes down the
Yeah.
line.
He's like the
Yeah.
secret shark or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe. Okay. Rating?
Oh man. In comparison to the other episodes, or
Just how it made you feel.
Yeah, how did it make you feel? Was it Jossum?
I mean, it was pretty Jossum to see, sharks stick together, You know what I mean?
Sharks over
piranhas.
Kill squids. Piranhas. Squids?
There's nothing that rhymes that makes sense.
Sharks over barks.
Sharks
Wait,
over
are there going to be like
tharks.
genetically modified dogs later on or something?
I don't know. I know that there's a crossover eventually at some point with the dinosaurs.
With dinosaurs?
Yeah, it's in like the second season.
Like
That's
with
like
Land
the
Before Time?
Second or third season. No, not that. Like more like Jurassic Park. But
The
all right.
extreme
is that
dinosaurs.
who kills
Yeah.
Littlefoot's mom?
Okay, we're definitely
don't
going way
open
too far
old
off this.
wounds,
Don't-
Ben. God damn
All
it!
right, we're gonna skip over Ben because he's clearly trying to derail this
Clearly.
train. Stu, thoughts?
I think one of my favorite things about this episode, and I guess the universe of the Street Sharks on the whole, is apparently all women in this world are just they all have shark
Yeah,
fever.
they are like super thirsty for sharks. And not shark fin soup, you know what I mean?
You're right.
Oh no! It's because that one the most tasty. He's so talented.
It's like so far every woman they've come across who is not Dr. Lena, what's her name?
I don't know, she might be. Maybe she's just more controlled.
She might secretly be. I don't know. I mean, she doesn't get to hang out with them all the time. But like every single one is like, oh my god, it's the Street Sharks.
Yeah.
So that's pretty funny to me.
Well, I don't think it's just the women. Did you guys catch the moment that Dr. Paranoid or Dr. Paradigm was checking out?
Oh yeah,
Rock?
he was checking out his abs.
Oh,
Yeah.
chiseled midsection,
legs.
well defined. Yeah, and it was like, whoa, I guess.
That Rox is so hot right now.
So Stu, did this live up to your expectations?
I feel like it was. I guess it was a little underwhelming. I guess the intro snippet was like just enough, the right amount to see that, because I don't know why in this episode it seemed like the animation really kind of like
Fell off again.
yeah, the budget got cut again. Because like some of the animation was just really weird and off.
Like the slow motion effect.
Yeah, or just like when they're trying to show like rocking out on stage, it was like kind of very just kind of like stop motion sometimes at some points. But and then can we talk about why it's okay? Everyone seems to just be okay with Dr. Paradigm just walking around in power
But he
armor
explained
all the
It's
time.
'cause he's
No, he explained it. It's the only way he can live.
But why?
Or he said that he was scared for his life because of the street sharks.
So he has to wear
Yes.
power armor.
If
He
it's like a
realizes-
Darth Vader suit, it helps him breathe.
They can
Water.
just chomp right through it if they really wanted to,
Yep.
right? I mean,
Yeah, but then there would be no more episodes after that.
Oh, well, I guess I missed the part where he had his whole exposition as to why he's in power armor.
I think it was like in the second episode when they did the press
it was.
conference when he was like explaining everything. He was like, "Oh, I fear for these boys' lives, blah blah blah," and all that stuff. But okay, all right. Well, that'll do it for that portion for Street Sharks. Unless you guys have something else you guys want to add in, I think it's interesting that they continue to keep leaning into this like slow motion echo effect for everything, especially on catchphrases, but. If you guys can figure out the voice for Killamari, that would be great. Without looking at who he is, like who does he remind you of? Because for some reason, like the voice is just so distinct, and I can't figure out like who like that voice reminds me of. But you guys have anything else you want to add before we go ahead to our box office rundown for this week?
Did you catch Captain Falcon on base?
What?
Huh? No.
There's a guy playing bass for Rox. He looked like Captain Falcon?
What?
Oh yeah. At the very end on the left hand side, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, I mean, they were like, Dr. Paradigm, great idea for this costume-themed rock concert. Perfect. All right, we'll move on. All right, for this week's box office, we are in the week 9 at the number 1 spot, and we can attribute this to the Dosnaf.
Wait, we had a wager on this, didn't we? Or no?
Did we?
I don't remember. Never.
I thought the wager was if Ben had seen it before the two of us, and he lost that. Remember? Because
right.
You saw it Wednesday night before it even hit theaters.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah. So Ben's never allowed to eat Popeye's chicken ever again.
Wait, like starting when?
So in the top
Moving
spot
on, Ben.
is the Ben. Your time is over. We're gonna move on now. Okay. The Invisible Man comes in with $28.2 million. That crushes their $9 million budget. Number 2 was our movie of the week last week, Sonic the Hedgehog with 16.2. Call of the Wild comes in at number 3. A newcomer to the top 5 is My Hero Academia Heroes Rising with 5.7 million. Bad Boys for Life is holding on to the number 5 spot. Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn moves down from number 3 to number 6. Impractical Jokers rises from 11 to now number 7. 1917 slides 1 spot down to number 8. Brahms the Boy 2 is down from number 5 to now number 9. And Fantasy Island is at number 10. And finally falling out of the top 10 is Jumanji: The Next Level.
It's been a good run.
I think that was 12 weeks in the top 10 for them. And then Parasite also was number 8 last week, and that also fell out. But I think, if you haven't seen it by now, please go see it. It won an Oscar. It was one of the best movies that we saw last year.
Wait,
yeah.
Jumanji won an Oscar?
Parasite.
Wait, then what did it win?
It won the Dos and a Half Cinco's Best Picture, as predicted by us, because that is also the Oscar winner for Best Picture. Okay, so any thoughts? any thoughts on this week's box office rundown? Surprises, comments, questions, concerns?
It's very upsetting to me that the Impractical Jokers movie is a thing, and not only is it a thing, it took a leap from last week.
Next week it's going to be number 1 just to spite you.
Who watches this shit?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was on the True. Here's the thing: is how many people are subscribed to the True TV network?
Not me.
That they know who the Impractical. I mean, I passed through it a couple times because you're like hanging out, at a hotel room waiting for everybody else to get ready, and you're like flipping through, and you're like, oh, what else is on? And it's like, Impractical Jokers is as close as you can get. I don't know.
Weren't they on YouTube
For some reason,
first, or am I thinking of someone else?
Probably someone else.
Huh. Anyways, I don't like that. And end of comment.
That is all.
I'm
Ben,
done
any
now.
comments, questions, concerns about this week's box
I am
office
surprised, let me tell you. Just flabbergasted that Invisible Man took number 1. Oh my god, I did not see this coming. Like, my gosh.
Well, it didn't have a lot of competition this week. There weren't a lot of releases. And then Ben
Isn't it
sucks.
rated R?
I'm Ben.
Yes, it's rated R.
Man,
It's rated R. And it took number 1.
your theory is not holding up to scrutiny here, Ben.
Yeah, that's why I'm just shocked. I'll tell you, I am completely just out of left field. It's just wow.
Yeah.
I'm in shock and awe. I tell you.
Oh, he did it.
Oh, he did it.
Is that an episode title?
Shock and awe.
I don't think so.
It has to be at some point.
I don't think so.
Oh man. Oh well, missed opportunity.
Yeah.
I really don't think so.
All right. Well, we'll find out in the coming weeks.
Any other thoughts besides the fact that we all know that Ben was joking? He knew that it was going to be number 1.
I mean, it was the only movie really that came out this past week, right?
That is true. Well, I mean that.
Don't
and
count
My Hero
Nope,
Academia.
that doesn't count.
My Hero Academia.
Does not
Heroes
count.
Rising.
Nope.
Does it surprise you that it was in over 1,000 theaters?
No, because America's youth are a bunch of weebs.
Yeah, stupid weebs.
Ben, how many times have you
Twice.
seen it?
So,
As our resident weeb,
yeah.
why?
Because I hate myself. Is that what you want to hear, David?
He really loves the anime community. That's what it is. He likes being amongst those people.
It starts there, but where does it go after that, though?
I don't know, into a noose? I don't know.
Okay, this is going really dark. So we're going to go ahead and end this portion of this week's box office rundown. We're going to move on to our movie of the week this week, The Invisible Man, starring Elizabeth Moss. Ben, what do you have for us?
When a woman's abusive ex takes his own life and leaves her his fortune, she suspects his death was a hoax. As a series of coincidences turn lethal, the woman works to prove that she is being hunted by somebody nobody can see.
Is that a quote from Box Office Mojo?
No, he just put a lot of effort into it because he really likes this movie. I can already tell.
Hey, it's a serious movie dealing with serious issues.
Dear God.
Talk about the issues. This message approved by Ben Somali.
Stu, thoughts on this movie since you've seen it twice?
Yeah. So I think everyone here knows my my initial take on the previews leading up to this movie, right? I was not a fan.
I guess.
Right.
Go on.
David, you concur? You have an agreement?
I don't know. I just heard that you were just holding back all the giggles and the happiness and the glee, knowing that Blumhouse came out with another low budget, no budget.
Are you paying attention, David? What's going on?
Nope, not paying attention. I'm just
Anyway.
waiting for you to interrupt me.
Okay.
No, just let him ride it out. Just let him ride it out.
Just let him. David, you know I like to just let you kind of dangle and just not throw a life raft or anything like that.
Don't hang and chad me.
What?
What?
I don't know. Yeah, okay. So, anyways, I wasn't a fan of this movie going into it. The preview sounded really dumb to me. The way they showed it, they kind of showed what the story or the overall story was, and so I thought it was dumb. And then I watched it and I was like, oh, okay, it's not so bad. Yeah, it's definitely better than I expected it to be. Yeah, I think the preview kind of did it a bit of injustice there, and but I still have some complaints, some gripes about it. I don't know if it's just because I was soured on it beforehand that I have so many things to be critical of it, but it was fine. It was an all right movie. I give it a 7 out of 10.
So did you get soured because of just how?
Just because of how dumb I thought the story was going to be from the previews.
I thought it was just based on how excited Ben was about this movie that he was willing to finish editing an episode by a certain date, even though it took him forever anyways.
See, now
just to be able to watch this movie.
I don't know if Ben's review of this movie is going to be it's not going to be influenced by what I was saying before, like if he's going to be more passionate about it.
Ooh.
So I guess we'll see.
If that is the result of it, then I guess that's the result of it. So, so Stu, you gave it a 7 out of 10. Ben, what are your thoughts on this movie?
Let me tell you, I hated it at 3 out of 10.
That's fantastic. Back to Stu. So, Stu, wait, what? 3 out of 7?
3 out of 7.
What is
I
that?
don't know. Where'd you get that number, David?
I heard you
Great.
say
He's
3 out of
dumb,
7.
deaf, and
Wait, what did you actually say?
I said 3 out of 10, but no, I'm kidding.
Of course he's kidding.
I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was like I feel like it was kind of marketed as like a horror film, but it wasn't really a horror film to me. It was more like a thriller suspense film. You know, it felt really, you felt really uneasy the whole time. I felt like I was really stressed just because I don't know where the stupid motherfucker is the whole movie. Like, there's just so many shots where it's just like They had one intentional shot where it was just like she walks away from something and they just like focus on nothingness for like a few seconds. It's like, oh fuck, is he there? You know, and then they just cut away. And
Yeah, making you think that there actually is something, like when kind of like in the previews where they show the chair.
oh yeah, like that. So I don't know. It was just like really stressful for me. But I will have to say I did have a few gripes with it, like with Stu. You know, like some of the dialogue was kind of like, I don't know about this. But otherwise, I do think it was a very well made movie, and I really enjoyed it. So I would say like a 8 out of 10 for me.
So it lived up to your expectations.
Uh,
Like obviously it's a little bit less of the horror portion.
Like, where would
More
you?
of the kind of like what you were expecting is, having that suspense, and they did a good job in terms of kind of creating tension and at the same time providing you a believable story, that kind of thing. Is that
almost.
covered or
I don't know. I wouldn't say it lived up to my expectations. I was expecting a little more. I like if I compared it to the director's other film, Upgrade. I think I did like Upgrade quite a bit more. So
Okay.
Boom,
yeah.
called it.
Stu, what about for you? Since you walked into it having the expectations that you were going to be amused with how bad it was going to be and all that stuff, and then you come out with a rating that's 7 out of 10, what would you say to somebody like who probably looked at the trailer, felt the same way? Would you recommend it to them? Would you be like,
I mean,
it's
I
not
would.
that...
I would say if there's nothing else to see, then sure, go see it.
like this week?
I don't know if I would seek it out, but it's fine. You can wait till it's on HBO or whoever's gonna stream it first.
It'll be on
Probably
YouTube.
Hulu, because Hulu has a lot of Blumhouse stuff on it.
Okay, well, that's a good observation. For me, I think I'd probably be in the same range. I would give it probably a 6.5, 7.
Ooh, wow, David's the low score this week.
That's not surprising, is it?
It is
Yeah.
surprising. I think that's the first time you've had the lowest score.
That is kind of true. Yeah.
No, I gave Dora the Explorer a 2.
Did you?
No, I'm just kidding. I just wanted to get a
Okay.
reaction out of you guys.
You mean a dose?
I think, yeah, a dose.
And a half.
Go ahead, Stu. Continue.
That's it.
Nope. We'll wait.
What?
I feel like you're just letting yourself hang out to dry, David.
It's fine. I'm used to that.
Auto
So
hanger.
yeah, 6.5 for this one. I think it's just, I mean, it's good for what it is. It definitely had that uneasiness throughout the entire movie. I was actually surprised. I went to the theater on Sunday. We're recording this on March 2nd, and it was completely packed at 11:30
In the morning?
in the morning. I have never seen that before, especially on a Sunday morning. I'm like 11:30. Usually it's like before matinee. Usually like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock before the 5 o'clock before the evening shows happen. Usually that'll be pretty packed. But I was so surprised at this movie and then also to top it off, there was like one family that sat right in front of me. They brought all of their kids.
Wow.
Yep. And
That's
I was
annoying.
like, what? What? Is this a kid's movie?
I mean, since we're on the topic, I also had a bad theater going experience. I bought a ticket in the front section of seats, thinking that no one sits up here.
He
And
sat on your lap.
I even bought it not off of center, so because I've had experiences where I've bought the middle seat and people bought seats right next to me in the front section. So I bought off center. Oh, and what do you know? A family bought the seats at the very edge, which would have put them one seat away from
Nice.
me. And not only did they sit, close to me, they were the type of people who was like, who's that? Oh, they did that? Like at full speaking volume.
Okay.
Oh, is there somebody sitting over in that chair, just like in the trailers?
Where did he go? What's she doing? Yes.
What you doing?
Do you think your guys' audience ever impacts your rating for a movie or how you feel about a movie?
No.
Yes.
Ooh.
Well, and I think I would say only in a positive manner. Not, I wouldn't fault the movie for any negative experience from the audience. Otherwise, that'd be every movie I go to. I have bad audience experience just from someone sitting close to me. That's so.
All right, Dos and a Half Cincos, we're going to be reviewing only movies that come to DVD at this point. So you're going to be getting reviews 6 months late because Stu doesn't want to sit next to everybody.
Right.
Why? People are gross. I don't want to get coronavirus or what. God, people talking and sneezing everywhere. God.
Guess what? Joke's on you. We're going to be at your house every day just to make sure you can't watch a movie by yourself.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm just kidding. No, I don't want to go all the way to Upland.
Yeah, thanks for doxing me,
Yeah,
David.
Stuart Yang of Upland, California.
Okay.
Thanks, Ben Somali of Irvine.
Works at
California.
UC Irvine in the I don't know what department. Is it considered IT?
Yeah,
I don't know.
janitorial IT. Yeah.
Janitorial IT.
My
All right,
mop just.
But yeah, we're going off the rails here. Oh, and Ecosha member
Yeah.
or not
Preferred
Ecosha because you
Ecosha
lost all
member.
your cards.
Hey, shut up. That shit still hurts, man.
It's too soon, David.
Yes, good.
Did you have anything else to say about the movie?
No, I think we're just gonna end it right there. But yeah, I think in general the movie did a pretty good job with what they had. I mean, they only had a $7 million budget. I won't hold that against them. They did what they could with it. The effects were pretty good. I think at one point, part of me really wanted to. I couldn't. I just felt like there was always somebody. I had an empty seat next to me. I thought somebody was sitting next to me.
Are you
Like
also a child?
Yes. Well, that also bugged. Speaking of which, that bugged the crap out of me. Halfway through the movie, the kids that are sitting on the far side. So I was sitting in the dining, the Fullerton dining one. So they have all the seats that are upright and like they're paired off and they're like two.
Oh, right,
There's a family of 8, and then so like the kids are sitting by themselves on the corner. And I guess they had to pee, and so they like stood up and ran across the aisle
And just peed on my face.
No, they ran over to her parents, and then like was like, "I have to go," and they're like, "Okay, yeah, go," and then proceeds to run back in front of everybody, and then runs down. And I was just like, "What the heck is going on?" And then they kept moving the chairs up and down, and it kept squeaking. I kept thinking that was part of the movie, and I was like, "Oh my goodness!" But
Man.
all right, but yeah, I don't know, just. Watching scary movies with their kids, I was just like, I don't know if they're old enough to be watching this stuff, but that's their, that's their parents' prerogative, I guess.
I watched scary movies at a young age.
So you're that asshole.
Hey, Toy Story is not scary just because the toys are talking, Stu.
I mean, tell that to 10-year-old me. I mean, it's horrifying.
Actually, I really can't say. I can't say shit because
in Sid's room.
Oh my
with
god,
the,
yeah,
the
that's fucking
doll
creepy.
head.
Oh,
with the,
the
nail. Are you telling
baby.
me? You're trying to tell me you weren't scared by that?
No. I was more scared of Predator. I watched that with my dad. I think it was like I was maybe 5 or 6 at the time.
Dude,
obviously the movie had been out for a long time, but it was on like TNT. Dude, I had nightmares for a week.
Are you for real? Dude,
I'm not kidding.
Me and my sister, we went on a family vacation one time in Hawaii, and like we rented some family friend's house or something. I don't remember, but I do remember specifically. Pretty much every day, there like, you know how nowadays you might have like Netflix on in the background or whatever TV on in the background. That was us back then. So this in the 90s with Predator. Predator was just
had it
on.
running.
We just had it
on
all the time. Rewind, play, rewind, play. Like that was like our favorite movie.
Wow.
For me, it was Rush Hour.
That wasn't
first
until
one.
That was like 1999, I guess. So.
Did you guys have when you guys were growing up and you had to rewind VHSs? Did you guys have the race car?
No, I just had a normal rewinder. Although I say that like some families couldn't even afford a separate rewinder, so I guess we were.
They had to wait. They had to wait for the VCR to
we
rewind
were.
the whole
I guess
thing.
we
It
were
took
pretty well
forever.
off.
That was a That was a status symbol.
I mean, I guess I was born with a silver VHS rewinder.
Wow.
In your mouth.
In my mouth.
Let's just go. All right, we'll move on. Before we jump into the spoiler zone, let's talk about the movie that we're going to be seeing for this week, or for next week. I really don't see very much out this week that's coming out.
Onward.
Any I'm down.
I think that's the only movie coming
All
out.
right,
Anyways.
Onward it is.
Yeah.
We're actually
Excited.
doing some David wants.
Sorry. Woohoo!
It's because
It
I
was-
also want to see this
okay.
movie. So
Actually, after seeing the trailers before the Invisible Man, that was what eventually was just like, I don't care if we see it together, I'm gonna go see this one. I don't know. It seemed very entertaining to me. It was either to that or the Ben Affleck The Way Back movie.
yeah, I mean, I kind of want to see that, but I don't think I want to talk about it on the.
I'm actually
podcast.
gonna go see that. The Ben Affleck basketball movie, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Warrior. Did anyone see Warrior? No. Damn.
No.
Was that the
Yeah.
MMA one? Right?
Damn. I love that movie.
That was a pretty good movie. All right, so if you guys don't want to join us in the spoiler zone, join us next week. We'll be covering Onward. That'll be our movie of the week. And if you guys want to keep going, you want to follow us in the spoiler zone, come on in. The
spoilers
are
fine.
Wow.
yeah. All right.
Well, now that are we in the
I don't-
spoiler zone?
Yeah, we're in the spoiler
We're
zone.
in it now officially.
We're in it.
I can't see it. Wait, where
We're
is
in
it?
it.
Where is it? I can't see it.
We're
Well, you're just in it.
yeah. It's more of a state
Oh.
of mind or a feeling.
I don't feel it.
But now, well, you just have to believe. You just have to believe in the spoilers, Ben.
Believe in the spoilers that believe in you.
Just believe.
I want to believe. Anyways, now that we're in the spoiler zone, I should also mention we are also in the trypophobia zone, warning zone. Right? Am I right? Anyone who has trypophobia would which I feel like I kind of have a mild case of, because that kind of stuff creeps me out.
Well, I mean, like, you're talking about the suit, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I guess so. Yeah, it is kind of like, oh my god, this thing. It was
Yeah.
like kind of zany to see it like the first time. Like it's just like, oh shit.
Yeah, when it would
It
like
makes your skin
Yeah.
crawl.
yeah, that's trypophobia, David.
I did
Ugh.
like that how it was something that's kind of eerie and kind of like, kind of makes you shiver.
Sci-fi.
But it's not like something grotesque or something, like a monster. It's technology. It's something man-made, which was really cool.
But isn't that more
Yeah,
scary?
that's right.
Because that's actually plausible.
Well, it's scary in that sense, but still kind of scary also in the sense that when you look at it, it's visually just, yeah, that's
Unnerving.
the word. Visually unnerving.
Especially with all the clicking from like the cameras that were on the
Yeah.
suit. Oh, that. Ooh, I'm getting the
Yeah,
heebie-jeebies.
I did like that. It's like this guy seems to like to do some sort of like technological horror film. This is his second in a row, and I think he did a pretty good job with it. Like the horrors of technology.
Was Upgrade a horror movie?
I wouldn't say it was a horror movie, but it did have that kind of like same overtones, same atmosphere where it dealt with technology and what could possibly come of
I
it.
see.
Yeah, so same kind of thing. Also, fun fact: this is kind of in the same universe as Upgrade.
Is it really? You think that they're eventually going to do some type of crossover?
Probably not, but it was just like a small little call out to it. It was like, I guess when they're going through some of the finances, there were there was a mention of a company in Upgrade, so I was just like, oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah, so it was just a small thing.
So Stu, what were your gripes that you were talking about?
So I have a couple, and I think I'm more I don't want to say more sensitive, but I've become sensitive to this type of stuff because of stuff I have to deal with at work. So everyone is basically, this guy is basically invisible to everyone. So it seemed like everyone and seemingly everything, right? But from what I can tell, it's just, I mean, it's the classic, it's the cameras on every part of the body and they transmit the image onto the other side. Okay, that's great. I don't have a problem with that. They did it in James Bond. What I do have a problem with, though, is that, for example, there's the scene where she goes, what's her name?
Elizabeth Moss.
Yeah, she's first, when she like first encounters the Invisible Man, and she goes running out of the house down the street. She shows up on a neighbor's security camera, and those security cameras have infrared LEDs on them that are on in the nighttime. They would have seen that guy walking by, in his suit. It would have he would have lit up like a Christmas tree.
But that's the thing, is maybe he didn't chase her out into the street. He chased her out of the house, and then she continued to run.
Well, that's maybe in that particular scene, but there are other scenes where they clearly show security cameras with infrared LEDs. Pretty much all security cameras, I would say, these days have infrared LED arrays on them.
Right, but I guess would it be so far-fetched to say that this guy kind of accounted for that and he made something...
So...
Yeah, some sort of
trying to tell
piece
me
of hardware that do that.
You trying to tell me he has better tech than Octocamo?
I mean, this is like a science fiction movie, essentially, right? Where this guy is like the most renowned person in all of, optic. So, I mean, I guess it's not too far-fetched to say that.
I think,
he came up with something. I don't know.
Maybe he is Otacon.
Yeah, maybe he is. I don't know.
Yeah.
But even still, even if he did have a way to mask that, I feel like there's plenty of other ways you could have detected him. One, for example, I mean, she did the one with the coffee grounds.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Could have done anything powder related. Even like a spray bottle of water, just constantly spraying water around you.
Yeah, that's true.
Even the Simpsons arm swinging leg kicking. Just do remember
if you run into me, it's your own fault.
but they did do that rendition, right? I mean, the guy who plays James also got that part happen. Elizabeth Moss also goes through it. Oh, I mean, sorry, Cecilia. She fights with that same kind of style, or just flailing arms all over the place after she gets dragged, of course.
I'm talking more on the Simpsons style.
Just the windmill.
Windmill. One of them. So it's like Cecilia. What's her name? Cecilia.
Yeah, Cecilia.
She's just walking through the cop's house, swinging her arms in circles, and the cop's walking through his house, kicking his legs out in front of him. That's that. Then the Invisible Man's gonna see that, like, I'm not fucking with that. I mean, I don't want
they're gonna kick me in the balls all of a sudden. Okay, so my question to you guys is, do you think he actually did it, or do you think it was just the brother?
No, he did it.
I don't know. That's what I like about it. It's kind of open-ended in that sense, but I mean, you're probably going to gravitate towards that, yeah, he is a psychopath, and it was him all along, and he forced his brother to do it.
I mean, I think they both did it. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, maybe they're in cahoots. Maybe it was one of them. But that's what was so great about it, right? You don't get a real good look at what the dude looks like the whole time, so you can't be... Like, even at the beginning of the film where he chases her out right into her car and he punches the window, you don't get a good look at what the dude fucking looks like until the very, very end of the film. Mm-hmm. And even then, it's not like you could kind of typecast his face, right? It's not like, oh man, that's a face I want to punch. Yeah, he looks like a real piece of shit. He just... I don't know. He just looks so
sad,
featureless.
It's kind of just like
David.
I mean, I know all white people look the same to you guys, but I had a pretty clear distinction of who was who from the beginning scene when they you don't really get a clear look at his face.
Wow.
I was able to discern that he was a different person than his brother.
Well, I mean, yeah, that part. But I think what Ben means is like as soon as they put the suit on, you never get a chance to be able to size him up.
Right.
Just to be able to say, oh, that's definitely Adrian in this portion, or that's definitely Tom at this point, right? Like you kind of don't know until like the very end.
No, not like that. I mean, like, you don't really, you know how when they cast someone in a film, they want them to have a certain look. Like, yeah, we want this guy to look heroic, or we want this guy to look like a sleazeball, you know? This guy, he didn't really have those kind of features. He just looked kind of normal, you know? He looked like a bystander. He looked like someone on the sidelines.
He looks like somebody who would be on The Bachelor.
Yeah, kind of. It's just like, you know, is he like a piece of shit? Is he just a dude? I don't know. Just, he's the Bachelor. Great. He's an okay looking dude, you know. It's just like you can't really tell if he's like the kind of guy who'd like go out and like kick his dog or something,
or beat his
like,
wife in this case.
Yeah, and he, you know, you don't get any like physical evidence, you know, concrete evidence that you know he did something to Cecilia. Aside from that person,
you're talking about the main dude, right?
Yeah,
not the brother.
Or, well, Adrian, yeah, Adrian.
Okay.
Yeah, so I do like that. You know, it's kind of open ended in that sense towards the end when you finally meet him and he's talking to Cecilia and asking her to come back. You know, he doesn't throw a tantrum or anything. He's just like, you know, come back to me, and then you can sense her unease. And oh man, that I did not see that coming. I didn't expect her to go out and kill him like that. I was expecting something else. I don't know. You know, they had that whole setup where James is sitting outside and the squad, or you know, in his car listening in. I thought it had something to do with the police, but no. Holy shit, she just fucking kills him.
She gets ruthless.
I think I realized it was coming when it showed. Is his name James, the cop friend?
Yeah.
Also, real quick, what's his relation to her?
He was friends with the sister, and then
okay.
so the sister pleaded with him.
Okay, so they're just friends.
Yeah, so that was so that because Adrian knew where her sister lived, but she didn't know where this dude lived. So that was the assumption is that can you help my sister out? Let me hide her with you because he's number one, he's a cop. Number two, he's an unknown entity to Adrian.
Okay, yeah, okay, that makes sense. But I think I realized the ending was coming when it showed James just sitting in his car by himself, and I was like, okay, but where's like the SWAT team and the other cops? And like, that's just them two, so something else is gonna happen here. And then the whole time I was like, where's that second suit? Where's it gonna come back? She hid it away, and you're gonna tell me the Adrian or the brother, like. Let's assume it's Adrian who was in the suit at least for some portion of it. It's like he's not going to know about the little hidey hole thing, or he's not going to notice the missing suit from his lab.
That's what one of my gripes was, like that whole hidden suit thing. I mean, like how a guy that's this methodical, you know, it seems like he's very aware of what's going on with her. He knows what she's thinking, what she's going to do, you know, all of her little, you know, mannerisms. But he doesn't know about her little hidey hole. I don't know. That one seemed like kind of a leap to me.
Yeah.
Especially when the second suit goes missing. I mean, you know that you have another suit down there. Yeah. Maybe you should go check in on it. Maybe. I mean, why was she at your house?
Yeah. Well, especially since your brother was killed in one of your other suits.
Like, I need to go get my backup suit. Oh, wait, it's not there.
Also, another big gripe for me. Like, so Adrian is supposedly dead. She goes over to his house. His stuff is all packed up. And the dog is still there.
Yeah, why left the dog there?
Yeah, I know. It's like he's just running around. It's like, someone take care of the dog. Will someone please take care of the dog?
Who's taking care of this dog? Oh, there's pee and poop all over the house. They left it inside. Oh, man.
He's just shitting everywhere.
Wow, it sounds like
he's rubbing his ass everywhere.
Plot holes during this. This would have been great if you guys were part of that family that was like asking a bunch of questions. Be like, yeah, I know. Who is that guy? Where did he go?
I was also wondering if to continue on the gripe train. In the beginning, I'm just wondering, like, why do you have to do this whole production of sneaking out in the middle of the night? Couldn't you have left the house like at any other time of day, like while he's at work, while he's not at the house? while he's running. What is? Why does it have
I
to?
think. Well, she even said like he controlled every part of her life, like what even down to what like she thought. I think he worked at home. I think that's the assumption, right? With all this stuff, I think that's the assumption. She never was allowed to leave because he never left either.
I see. Not even for a little bit.
I don't know. It didn't seem like it. I mean, they have like that gigantic ass house, and it seemed to have everything in there.
I know.
I feel like as cool as that would be to have a bedroom like that, I think I would go crazy.
Being that
I
far
would
away
freak
from
out.
everything.
I would freak out.
Just having like the ocean there.
Yeah, what's the fear of big open spaces? That thing,
Agoraphobia.
Agora. I'm not afraid of Agora. I love Agora. I mean, that place has like wonderful Brazilian.
Oh, dude, I haven't been there in forever.
I know, right? This episode brought to you by Agora.
It is agoraphobia.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, I mean, that would just freak me the fuck out. Just staring out into the ocean in the middle of the night. It's just like, oh, fuck,
wait.
Oh yeah, because there's no lights or anything out there.
Yeah, it just goes on forever.
Yep.
You're fucked.
Yes, that would be like lighthouse style, like just in the like you're in the lighthouse and there's nothing but ocean.
Yeah, and then you just drink yourself
and
silly.
Then you start jerking off to stuff.
To wooden mermaids. And then eventually to William Dafoe.
I mean, you don't need any extra reasons to jerk off to Willem Dafoe. So.
Oh my god. Boondock Saints Willem Dafoe. I wanted to mention one thing. Did anybody else notice how much they were featuring Aldous Hodge, the guy who played James Lanier, the cop? His like triceps.
Dude,
oh
his
my
arms
god, dude!
huge.
It's like a fucking like
I was like,
in there.
Yeah, I
Jesus.
was like, is that a tumor?
It's
Yeah,
not a
like-
tumor.
Is that a tumor?
His triceps, Jesus Christ! I remember Letty looked over at me and she's like, "What the fuck?"
Was she fanning?
yeah.
Was she fanning herself? Like, oh my!
Oh my!
I mean, I was fanning. She was fanning me. I was like,
Oh my god, he's so jacked. Which
Yeah, she's
also,
like, he probably
I guess,
rock
kind of
climbs.
opens up another gripe. How is that little weenie Adrian getting any kind of
Leverage.
on this fucking tricep monster?
Yeah, this beast.
maybe he was just hitting him in the dick over and over again.
That'll do it.
Oh boy! But
Wait.
yeah, no, that was the one thing I noticed that I remembered from the movie. I mean, everything else, yeah, sure, but I was like, dang, I clearly need to go to the gym for the rest of my life. And I
Tricep
don't.
days.
I'll never get there.
Just
Ever.
nothing but dips and pull
What
downs.
do you do?
and
What are you
nothing
doing?
but
I'm
dips.
only dipping, just dips.
When I dip, you dip, we dip.
Another one is like that moment where her sister gets killed.
Oh my god, I actually really like that.
That was
scene.
actually
That
one of
was-
my favorite scenes.
It's a great scene, but the only thing is, how does she end up with a knife in her hand? Like, her hand is not it. Does she just like pull her hand up and like puts it in her hand and then closes it?
And holds it in place. Yeah.
That's the only thing that kind of confuses me. Everything else about that was crazy. That was like, wow, what? Because I was wondering how they were gonna get her to the hospital, like that mental facility, like because it's hard for me to watch a trailer and then not expect certain scenes. And for some reason, I felt like there was a scene where there was going to be rain and they were outside and then they would be like fighting and then like he runs at her or something like that.
Also, the
But
rain.
that's-
He should have been completely visible in the rain. What the fuck?
But he was hiding underneath the trunk.
Not the entire time.
I don't know. That's true. I agree with you. There was a lot of plot holes when it comes to. Well, not only does it deflect optics, or
It absorbs
light,
water.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, maybe. I don't
That's
know.
how it feels itself. It's hydrogen powered.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's science fiction, whatever.
But I don't want to. I mean, I gave it a 7, but it sounds like we've been bashing the movie for the past like 10, 15 minutes.
no,
I still really liked it.
I mean, okay. I think it got us talking. I mean, I think that's what it is. It's still entertaining.
I mean, like the sister kill was, I think, one of my favorite scenes, just because it was so like, I was not
Out of
expecting it.
nowhere. Yeah.
Yeah, I was not expecting that to happen. And
Yeah, and it took me a while to process what happened.
Yeah.
Like, it happened, and I was like,
wait, what?
oh, wait. Like, and she kind of had the same reaction,
Right.
where it was like,
What
her
just
throat gets
happened?
cut, she's holding the knife, and she's like, wait, wait, you know.
I don't think she noticed the knife until like way later. Like maybe like 30 seconds pass. Her sister's already dead at this point. And then she
Yeah.
looks at her hand and goes, "What the hell? I have the murder weapon in my hand." Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I think that scene did a really good job at like, you know, bringing the whole film together. It was like the whole film was like it was teaching you to be really really scared when there's no one else there, or when there's big open spaces, right? And
Oh
finally we
yeah.
get to this like nice claustrophobic place, you know, there's a lot of people, a lot of noise, you know, the intimate setting, and you know, they threw in a few jokes here and there
The
too.
annoying
So
waiter.
yeah, it let your guard down. And then
Oh no,
and
no, no, no. My guard was never down the entire movie. Dude, I actually like I went to the dining theater and I went for lunch, and so I was eating and I was like, dude, I got to eat this as fast as possible cuz I don't know if I'm going to be able to eat in any of these other moments. So I waited till after she escapes and like she's just hanging out at home. I'm like, I think this is the setup. So I started just chowing down. I was like, I'm going to finish eating this before anything happens.
Another one of my favorite scenes was the first time he revealed his octo camo.
oh, you like the paint?
No. When the actual octo camo got revealed, when she
Oh,
hit
okay.
him with the pen, or she
Yeah.
started stabbing him with the pen.
Yeah.
Even though that's when the first, trypophobia warning comes in. Um, I thought that was pretty cool too. Like the sudden reveal was like, holy shit! I wasn't expecting them to actually like reveal him.
Yeah,
I
that
thought
that was a pretty great scene. I did like that whole sequence where, you know, she fakes the suicide, gets him, and then he goes on this rampage because he's all pissed off and just kills everyone in the hallway. I
Or
did like that
But
scene.
the only thing is, she stabs him in the neck with it. How is he not dead?
The camera,
Armor.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
octo camo.
Okay.
yeah.
But then, okay, what about the other part where she stabs herself and she's like drawing blood down her arm? How is she not passing out from losing so much
I
blood?
don't think she actually.
She didn't stab anything. She
I'm
didn't
not,
hit any.
I'm not sure.
arteries? She didn't.
I'm thinking that she like. I don't know. I'm thinking she kind of like didn't go in all the way, or she somehow just kind of faked it.
Oh, and he didn't realize it, and he was
Yeah.
just panic. He was just panicking at that point.
Right. I don't know. Ben, do you have any insight?
You know what? I don't know. I don't know if like she faked it out, or
'Cause
I
would
don't know
assume-
anything about that.
I have to assume she faked it out somehow because, like you said, David, she just basically opened up her wrist in the worst way possible. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to say that she probably faked it. I mean, there's no way she had the intention of actually killing herself. She definitely seemed like she was trying to draw him out because
Right.
she knew what he wanted.
right.
Yeah, which is the baby and stuff. But
The
I think I was.
baby.
Yeah, I was super surprised that they went this direction for this like tech thing because I didn't know that the director had a history of doing that or had previously done that. I was expecting like Hollow Man. Do you guys remember that
Yeah,
movie?
where it's more like
I
a
was
serum.
expecting. Yeah,
Like
I thought he was like he turned into
like a
an
biological.
invisible person. Yeah. So that part was kind of surprising to me, but yeah. Any other thoughts, you guys?
This had nothing to do with the OG original or the OG Invisible Man, huh?
Nope.
No.
Zero to do. He didn't wrap himself in bandages once.
Yeah.
I thought he was
Yeah.
going to be in the hospital with her. Because I think they alluded to like that guy with bandages that were wheeling in.
Oh right, yeah, they showed him for like a
Oh,
split. Maybe that
yeah.
was like
that
a
was
call.
on the trailer.
Maybe that was just like a shout out to the original Invisible Man or something.
Yeah. But I do like what they did with it, you know. They try to figure out what would work, and this seemed like it was like a risky move, you know, taking an original, you know, famous film like this and transforming it into something completely different, but it worked really, really well on such a low budget.
Yeah.
Those are the. Does Blumhouse usually have like these low budget, high profit movies?
Yeah, I mean, like, usually horror films are like that, where they are very low budget,
Mm.
but they turn out, you know, they just churn out money, because,
I see.
you know, people just love seeing random horror films.
Are you guys excited to see the next one, The Hunt?
I really
Ah.
want to see that one. I was very
do
upset
too.
when they took it out when they pulled it from the original release.
Actually,
Yeah, I
it
want to
looks-
see Dennis as a psychopath.
I know.
Oh,
I mean, wait, yeah.
Wait, actually,
Same
why
universe.
Why isn't that our movie of the week?
It's not out until the week after, I think.
According to... Oh, yeah, that's true. Next week. All right, well,
shut
that'll
up,
be our movie
David.
for the... Yep, sorry. Yep.
Wait, so did you guys stay for the after credit scene?
There was no after credit scene.
The scene where Tom Cruise comes out and says, "We have to go hunt the mummy," or whatever, and then they also go find Aaron Eckhart, who's Frankenstein, and they team up.
Monster Squad. Man, I don't know if they should reboot Monster Squad. I think that one could stay where it is.
No, I mean, like, that was the original plan for this movie.
Oh, really? Oh, like...
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Yeah, because I remember after The Mummy, that movie was, like, the whole, like, they were trying to reboot, like, bring this whole kind of, like, world back together. Like, all the monsters.
Yeah, and Invisible Man was the next one on the slate, but they totally redid it.
Oh.
Wait, this was Universal, right? Or no?
Yep.
Oh, okay. But they just, like, what? They just decided not to?
Yeah, because it fucking bombed, you know? Like, they did, what, like 3 of those movies, and no one watched any of them?
Wait.
Like, why even bother doing a fourth one?
Which one other than Mummy did they do?
They did... What was it, the Dracula one, or what was it, Dracula? They did the Frankenstein one. They did Dracula Untold with Luke Evans. Frankenstein with Aaron Eckhart.
I didn't even know those were things.
Yeah, I know. They fucking crashed and burned on it, man. Like, oof. They cut their losses and said, okay, maybe we shouldn't do this.
I see. It all makes sense now.
Yep.
All right. Any other thoughts before we go ahead and wrap this one up?
No.
All right, Ben?
Go watch Upgrade.
Okay. All right. Where can we find that?
Somewhere online. I'm actually not sure.
Is it on Benflix?
It is on Benflix.
I think it's also on Hulu, as as Stu says that a lot of Blumhouse stuff is on Hulu.
Actually, I don't know
think
if it's
that's
on...
a Blumhouse movie though.
Yeah, it's not a horror film. It's more of an action film.
It is on HBO now.
Is it?
Ooh.
It is.
Yeah,
So-
I highly recommend everyone to watch that movie because it was definitely one of my favorite movies of 2018.
Okay. All right. Well, there you have it. We're gonna exit the spoiler zone at this point. And so if you've gone through us, if you've gone
through us,
if you've been with us, if you've been through this with us all the way through this one, join us next week. We will be covering our movie of the week. Will be Onward. Sorry, I'm still just. There's still so many things about Indivisible Man for some reason. I'm just still wrapping my head around.
Indivisible Man?
The Indivisible Man.
Indivisible.
And liberty and justice for all.
Wow.
So, join us next week. We'll be covering Onward, as well as we should be probably caught up with all of our episode releases. So, tune in for that one. And also, don't forget, we will be seeing The Room on the 14th in Santa Ana at the Frida. Make sure to bring your spoons. That's as much as I know about it. So I'll be going in. Yeah, plastic spoon. No, metal spoons.
No, you're not gonna want to do that.
Probably not.
Silver, as heavy as possible. Bring ladles.
Gardening shovels.
Yeah,
anything spoon shaped. Anything that scoops.
But yeah, I've been told bring plastic spoons, and then that's pretty much it. So join us then, and we'll definitely stick around for some more other announcements. But other than that, this has been another episode of Dos Nav Cincos. I'm your host, David.
And I'm Stuart.
And I'm Ben.
Don't forget to
copy
tip
me.
Your Reiki What?
What?
Hey,
Wait.
you two,
No,
stop.
I said it first.
Reiki Masters.
I said it.
Hey,
the
both of
other
you stop.
episode, and you copy me this episode.
Okay,
so
be sure to
actually,
tip your Reiki Masters.
Wait, what?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Bye.
Bye.